To return to growth, our goal must be rapid, flexible responses to tackle the health emergency, provide cash and other expandable support to protect the poor, maintain the private sector, and strengthen economic resilience and recovery.
Well, for more on this, Shahid Javed Burki joins us now from Washington, D.C. He's a former finance minister of Pakistan and a former vice president at the World Bank. Welcome to Money Talks, sir. Now, we know there has been great progress made in terms of the alleviation of poverty around the world, and now the World Bank is predicting that up to 60 million people could be pushed into extreme poverty because of the coronavirus outbreak. It's not what we want to hear right now, is it? I mean, why is it that tens of millions of people will be affected by this?
There are, first of all, I think 60 billion is an underestimate. I think it will probably be twice as many, 120 million to 150 million. And the reasons are, number one, very weak health services. So as this particular pandemic hits crowded cities, there are no facilities available, or very few facilities available that can deal with them. Second, equally important are job losses. Businesses have closed. There is no guarantee that they can reopen again. I saw your account of Brazil. I used to work on Brazil and other Latin American countries. A little shock can have a tremendous impact. The World Bank today announced a $160 billion program to be dispersed, money to be dispersed over the next 15 months. That's very impressive. But if I were in the World Bank and had a voice in policy making, I would say that they need to concentrate on three areas in order to make use of this very large amount of money. One is debt forgiveness. Countries really cannot afford to pay the World Bank and its associated institutions what they owe. In the Group 20 meeting on April the 15th, the decision was taken to postpone repayment until the end of the year. But that's a very small relief. They need forgiveness, not postponement. The second thing on which I would concentrate a lot of attention is improving the health systems. I originally belonged to Pakistan, and when I was finance minister, I got to see how poor the health system is, and that's not unique to Pakistan. It's also the case in India, Bangladesh, and other countries of South Asia. The third thing that needs to be done is transfer of income. Now, for that, some very good programs have been developed over time, which gets cash directly into the accounts of the poor. And the World Bank has been emphasizing over the last several years that the money should go directly to women rather than to men. When I was at the bank, there was a study done which showed that if you give money to poor men, something like 45% of that goes into personal consumption. In Africa, a lot of it went into alcohol consumption. However, if you give money directly to women, 95% is used for meeting the basic needs of the families. So directing money to women is a very good idea, and that should be used much more aggressively than has been done in the past.
Now, you mentioned the G20's debt service suspension initiative that they agreed on last month. The World Bank President David Malpass has criticised commercial lenders for not following through on the promise to give a bit of relief to these developing countries in terms of their debt repayments. But you're saying they need to go a step further and forgive the debt entirely.
Absolutely. And it has been done before. When I was at the bank, there was a very severe debt crisis, mostly because of oil price increases. In 1974, the price of oil quadrupled, and then again, a few years later, it increased again, which left a lot of countries in serious debt. And then again, it was G20 who took the initiative, and they created facilities in the World Bank and in IMF to assume that debt and pay the commercial holders, commercial banks and commercial lenders, the money that was owed to them, and total forgiveness by multilateral and bilateral institutions. That needs to be done.
Okay, Mr. Shahid Javed Burki, we will have to leave it there, but thank you so much for sharing with us your analysis on Money Talks.